The city looked different at 2 a.m., quieter, as if every neon light and passing car had softened to a heartbeat. That was when Ethan usually found her. Lila worked the night shift at the coffee shop near the bridge, the one that stayed open for lost souls and late-night poets. She said she liked it because nobody asked questions after midnight. Ethan liked it because that was when she smiled the easiest. They met the first week he moved to town, both trying to start over for different reasons. He was a photographer freelancing for whoever would pay. She was taking classes she might never finish. They were both pretending not to be lonely. Their friendship started with caffeine and sarcasm. "You always order the same thing," she said one night, sliding a cup toward him. "Consistency is comforting," he answered. "You say that like someone who's been disappointed a lot?" He looked up, half smiling. "Maybe I have." She didn't reply, but she remembered. After that, he brought his camera sometimes, taking pictures of raindrops against the window, of her hair catching light when she laughed. He never asked permission, and she never told him to stop. There was something peaceful about being seen without having to perform. One evening, the power went out during a storm. The cafe glowed only from candles and lightning. She was wiping down tables when he spoke quietly. "You ever feel like you were meant to be somewhere else?" "All the time," she said. "Then why stay?" She looked toward the window. "Because sometimes running away feels just like standing still." He understood that. They both did. Weeks turned into months. They'd walk home together after closing, shoulders brushing, breath visible in the cold. He'd tease her for talking to stray cats. She'd call him dramatic for carrying old-fashioned camera instead of using his phone. He'd photograph her anyway, capturing small things, her fingers tracing condensation on a glass, her smile when she thought no one noticed. The closeness built slowly, like a song only they could hear. There were moments when silence carried more meaning than words. A late bus that never came, a shared umbrella, her hand resting on his sleeve just a little too long. The night, it almost turned into something more. The city was alive with summer air. They were sitting on the roof of his building, watching lights blur below. She leaned against him, her voice soft. "Do you ever think about what comes next?" He hesitated. "I think about it too much. And I think I'd like to stop overthinking for once." He turned toward her, the space between them narrowing. The world felt suspended, street sounds fading, hearts loud enough to hear. When their foreheads touched, it wasn't desperate. It was gentle, like two people realizing they'd found a piece of home in each other. He kissed her then, slow and warm, a promise wrapped in uncertainty. It wasn't rushed. It was the kind of kiss that said we could belong here, if only life allowed it. But life rarely waited. 2 weeks later, Ethan got an offer, a real photography position across the country. His dream job, the one he'd talked about in half sentences, thinking it would never happen. He told her the night before his flight, standing in the same cafe where it all began. "That's amazing," she said, smiling too brightly. "Lila." He reached for her hand. "I don't want to leave you." "You have to," she whispered. "You've been waiting for this." He shook his head, conflicted. "Then come with me." She laughed, not because it was funny, but because it hurt. "And what would I do there? I can't just pack up and disappear." "Why not?" "Because this place still needs me." They stood in silence, everything unsaid sitting between them. Finally, she looked at him and said, "You'll send pictures?" "Every day." He meant it. The next morning, she watched his taxi disappear through the fog. The city looked larger without him. She went back to work that night, the same songs playing, the same neon flickering. Yet everything felt changed. At first, his messages came daily photos of coastlines, sunsets, crowded markets. She'd text back lines like, "Looks beautiful," or "You should be proud." Then life got busy for both of them, and weeks slipped through their fingers. One winter evening, months later, she closed the cafe early and walked to the bridge where he used to wait for her. Snow was falling quietly. Her phone buzzed with a message. "Still can't stop photographing the night. It doesn't look the same without you." She smiled through tears, typing back, "The city still misses you too." He sent a picture, a small coffee cup resting on a windowsill, lights behind it blurred to gold. And she realized something then: some people aren't meant to stay, they're meant to remind you that you can still feel alive. Years later, Ethan's photo series, The Night Belongs to Us, hung in a downtown gallery. The last image was of a girl's reflection in a rain-spattered window, her smile faint, her eyes soft. The caption read, "For the one who made the city glow." Lila saw it once, standing quietly among strangers. She didn't cry. She just whispered his name, smiled, and walked back into the night. The city looked the same as always, tired, beautiful, half awake, but for a moment, it felt like he was still there,